join me, the discussants, and then we're going to carry on with the conversation for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me start off by welcoming, and then tukimkaribisha kwa makofi, Dr. William Mureithi. Let's appreciate Dr. William Mureithi even as he joins me up on stage. Dr. William Mureithi is a senior lecturer and consultant at the Strathmore Business School. So let's appreciate Dr. even as he joins me up on stage. Thank you for making time, sir. And then also joining me up on stage, we're going to have Wangeshi Wahome. Wangeshi Wahome, you can join me as well. CEO Anza Village. She has done some amazing things when it comes to even universities, sort of innovation, hackathons, etc. And I know she'll have some valuable insights for this conversation. Let's appreciate Wangeshi Wahome. We also have Romana Koech, who's representing the NGO world, and she has some wonderful insights in relation to university education and also entrepreneurship when it comes to that specific area. Let's give it up for Romana. Karibu. Thank you for making time to join me. Asante sana. So here's an interesting bit. This is going to be a hybrid sort of conversation. So we have online joining as well on the Zoom platform. We're going to have an interactive engagement with Dr. Pascal Nyiringango all the way from the University of Rwanda. So we have Rwanda represented in this conversation. It's a Pan-African conversation. And also Rajat Chaba, Senior Director, Innovation and Partnerships at the William Davidson Institute. So they're joining us online via Zoom platform for us to further engage. All right? So I'll just get a thumbs up from the media team to confirm that they're on and they're ready to engage with us. All righty. So even as we wait for that confirmation from the online team, ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate once again the discussants who are going to carry this conversation to the next level. So I just want to give you a few seconds to just introduce yourself, 30 seconds, who you are and what you do, and how you're chiming into this conversation today. We can start with you.
So, good afternoon. My name is Romana Koech. I'm the country rep for AFSI Foundation. AFSI Foundation is an NGO. We've been here in Kenya supporting the development world, working in several sectors, starting from education, economic empowerment, energy sector, agriculture, name it. Anything that has to do with development, and especially for people that are vulnerable.
Asante. Wangeshi, how are you today?
I'm good.
How about you introduce yourself?
All right. My name is Wangeshi Wahome. I am, for purposes of this conversation, I wear three hats. I am the co-founder and CEO of Anza Village. We are a startup enabler based in Kenya, but we are supporting across Africa. Our main focus is early stage founders, and most of them are within universities. I'm also an ASEC, newly elected ASEC board member, championing policy and advocacy. And finally, I am also an entrepreneur, and I'm a farmer. So I like pushing that out for the farmers in the room to know that you're represented.
Amazing stuff. Lastly, Dr. Mureithi, you can just say a quick hello, tell us more about you.
Good afternoon. Maybe I might try to say I have also started some potato farming. Am I a farmer? I'm trying to get into farming as well, so I say that. But what I do on a day-to-day basis, I'm a lecturer at faculty at Strathmore Business School. So I teach entrepreneurship strategy and have a bit of experience in family business as well.
Side, kuna watu wanapenda kahawa.
Wametoka Kakamega.
Kama Joe.
Kama Joe, acha wakunywe chai kidogo. But they can come in, and if you're seated at the back.
That were here yesterday. Before even as we set the ball rolling, maybe just to hear some thoughts in relation to what you picked out from yesterday. And we have some mics here so that we can just get some feedback from you. What was your biggest takeaway from the conversation we had yesterday?
I already have a candidate in the room. Please pass the mic to Mr. Jack at the corner. Jack, hi, good morning.
Can you hear me? Yeah, morning everyone. Onyango Jack is my name.
Morning.
Thank you, Mukoko. I want to agree. Yesterday, I attended the session on improving smallholder farmers' livelihoods. And it was very exciting. And it is true, there was the need to really bridge this gap and make sure that we come up with solutions that are very practical. Most of our smallholder farmers are left out of the equation. If I can quote one of the panelists, Mwalimu from Uganda. And I'll give an example. We're involved in cotton farming. We support cotton farmers. And when you look at the value chain, the cotton value chain, cotton textile value chains in Africa, it's massive. It's really, it's full of value. When you talk about AGOA, talk about the EU, EPA, there is a lot of potential value for smallholder cotton farmers. But unfortunately, one of the things that we see a lot is that they're left with very poor farm gate prices. So they don't get a lot from their labors in these values. And there's need to really come up with practical solutions that can include them in these value chains so that they can reap more from their labors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. Let's give a round of applause
That's
for
amazing.
Jack Otieno. Thank you. He was a keen student yesterday listening. And just one more so that we have gender balance and inclusion. There's a good friend of mine seated here, Gerard. She's in red at the back, not Njoki, the one there. He was here yesterday.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you. You can tell us your name and what you picked from yesterday's conversation.
The key takeaway.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm Anastasia Ambide from INODEMS. INODEMS is an acronym for Innovations in Development, Education and Mathematical Science. My key takeaway yesterday was how the different sectors can come together. Okay, yesterday I was in the university's discussion, breakout room. So it was majorly how the different sectors can come up together and work together to empower the coming generation, especially on empowering them on the industry skills, so that they don't come out of the universities as just like graduates, but as skilled personnel. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing. And I think that was what I was trying to capture, the mismatch between academia and practical. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I've seen some people have just joined us in the room. Karibu sana. Welcome to day 2 of the Regional Innovation and Entrepreneurship Summit for East Africa, powered by ASEC. This is the inaugural summit, and we are here for a fantastic time just to have conversations around how we can have growth in East Africa. So yesterday, we started off the conversation looking at East Africa, paying homage to the context that we are in. And as many as studied in Kenya, particularly in the 844 curriculum, there's this thing that we used to do in Inshas. And I know some of you can relate. These guys we called Wahengas. Have you ever heard of Wahengas?
Wahenga? Yes.
So there were these proverbs that we used to say. We used to write them down, cram them and write them down. Let me give you one. This is when we should say, wahenga na wahenguzi hawakutupaka mafuta ya samaki. Waliposema, siku njema onekana asubuhi. So that's to say, good morning, good people. How are you today? Oh, no. We can do better than that. How are you today? Fantastic. Siku njema onekana
Asubuhi.
asubuhi. It's a good day. It's a good morning.
Thank you. So we get the show on the road. Remember, our theme is driving innovation to accelerate investments, markets, and job creation in East Africa community.
Absolutely.
What is our hashtag on our social spaces?
The hashtags are basically the acronym to this specific summit. Hashtag RIESEA. So keep the conversations live on LinkedIn, on X, which is formerly Twitter, on Instagram as well. And you can tag ASEC. ASEC, how you spell that is capital ASSEK. That's on LinkedIn, and on Instagram, ASEC News. So keep the conversations live as well on our social media platforms just to engage. And yesterday we had some selfie moments. And I saw some of you posted those selfies online, and we have gifts for you. I promise you.
Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show on the road.
Absolutely.
We invite on stage Mercy, and as she makes her way on stage to say hello and give us a proverb. One proverb,
Swahili.
that's your challenge, Mercy. Water points are to my left and at the back. If you need a bottle of water, to my left and at the back. Executive chambers, outside the door, right gents, left ladies. Mercy, the stage is all yours.
Karibu sana Mhenga. We're keen to hear your Swahili proverb. Karibu. Joel?
Good morning, everyone. You guys look bright from from up here. Yeah? Can I see more smiles? It's Friday, right? Thank you so much, everyone, for being here virtually, physically here present. Good morning once more. Yesterday, we kicked off the inaugural Regional Innovation Entrepreneurship Summit for East Africa with one vision. How do we bring all the stakeholders together on one platform to have one vision to drive what the future is for East Africa, and how every country has a role to play in shaping the role of that. The theme, driving innovation to accelerate investments, markets, and job creation in East Africa. And some of the key highlights that really were picked up from the different plenary sessions, breakouts, and even networking amongst each other was really interesting. And I want to give a big thank you also to our audience who were able to capture and reflect on their perspectives. Some of the key things that came out was one, Africa's demographic advantage and the need to reform education to support innovation and entrepreneurship. That SMEs are generating more than 80% of the jobs in Africa. Yes, we're having an East African conversation, but we have to remember that it's a continental challenge, that SMEs are actually creating 80% of the jobs, and they have to leverage innovation to drive growth, access to sectors, and also look at agriculture, ICT, and the green economy if we're actually going to build a sustainable innovation. We had a keynote address from the Kenya National Innovation Agency, Dr. Mwansa, who's the CEO, and he actually shared the government's commitment to create an enabling entrepreneurship environment through long-term planning, market access, and collaboration across the sectors. He also announced that they have a Pan-African association of innovation agencies that are actually going to work together to support the local economies to drive innovation, and that already is an opportunity for the innovation sector to tap into. We also had a spotlight session from Signverse that really showcased how inclusive innovation can look like, presenting tech solutions for persons with disabilities and advocating for assistive technologies and a continent-wide innovation agency network. We had a great deep dive session in the AfCFTA, that's the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, looking at how can cross-border entrepreneurship really work, and the panel emphasized that we need to have harmonized policies, infrastructure improvement, look at intra-Africa trade, really urging the shift of mindset to view Africa as a primary market. Not only thinking about outside markets, but how do you tap into that? And I remember from this conversation, our chairperson, Mike, had actually challenged about how can we fill one container in the next coming 2 quarters and actually ship that container to another African country and present that as a case study. So there is already a call to action. We had a session on best practices in entrepreneurship support, where the need for collaboration and sustainability in the entrepreneur support organizations can really be looked at as an urgent issue, and how we can transform ideas to market-ready products, because the market is there, but again, the challenge is the quantity and also the quality of the products that are coming out. We also had different breakout sessions, one looking at renewable energy and how that interfaces with smallholder farmers. And from there were many lessons drawing out on how we need to leverage the renewable energy to really support rural and marginalized communities, actually build a sustainable food system. There was also a workshop on ESG, whereby how can you integrate all these diverse principles so that not only are you building products and solutions for today, but you're also doing it in the mind of the 3 Ps, people, planet, and profit. Of course, we had a workshop on the future of work and how that looks like, and they're helping different enterprises to really shape on how they need to be able to prepare for the future workplace of young people, but at the same time also the workforce in that regard. Overall, if you look at day 1, it really laid a powerful foundation for a collaborative, inclusive, and action-oriented driven ecosystem in the region. Today, we dive into investments, looking at community building, and overall mental wellness. For far too long, we always put pressure on everyone that you need to go out there and make impact, but no one really takes a moment to step back and say, how are you doing as a founder? How are you doing as an investor? How are you doing as a university lecturer? How are you doing as an ecosystem builder? How are you doing as a change maker or as an entrepreneur? So we're actually going to be dedicating a whole 1 hour just to look at how can we build mental fortitude and mental clarity such that when you go out there today, after the summit, you also have tools to ensure that you remain healthy. Because remember, we need you tomorrow as well. Alongside this also, we'll be having a fireside chat where we actually get to hear from the startups and actually hearing their stories and their perspective. My call of action for you today, yesterday I invited you to listen deeply, and I'm glad I saw that. But today I'd like to invite you to do one thing. Be vulnerable. And one way of being vulnerable is asking for help. One thing that I heard during the networking sessions was that everyone wants something, whether it's a partner or it's a question that they have in mind or a link to someone. So I'd like you to be intentionally asking for help today. Whether it is understanding something, that is seeking knowledge. Whether it is being linked to a network, someone has it. Whether it is finding a partner. I don't know about love partnership, but for business partnerships, that one I think I can guarantee 90%. But please ask around. Whatever you're looking for can just be right there next to you. And I know one thing, speaking as a CEO, we always say that the top leaders should never show weakness. We have all the solutions in our toolbox. But guess what? The way the world has been disrupted and is changing so rapidly, we need to actually come together as a community and find the solution. So today, as we kick off the discussion, is just to wish you a wonderful day, and again, find a way to ask for help. If you need support, the team is here on the ground to help you, because we really want this conference to give you the right tools and framework to go and make impact. We want this to be a game changer as well. And I just also want to recognize our wonderful partners from Latvia, as the Latvia Chamber of Commerce.